And my psychologist had the nerve to do it in front of my husband, guys. He's lying on the sofa. If it weren't for those security cameras in the living room, I wouldn't have found out anything. It's a good thing I put this camera there. And neither he nor she knew about it. The woman who's going to come in, she's been my psychologist for 2 years. And this was my husband's first session with her, because as she's a good psychologist, I thought I could trust her and him, right? But the end of the video will surprise me. And it will surprise you too. You can see that strap there on the chair. And he starts to vent to her straight away. Because my husband had been very anxious, very sad, very strange. I don't know if it was our marriage or something else. But in the end, I discovered that it was him being selfish. Because of course she thought my psychologist was very beautiful. Because she really is beautiful. But that day she went off the deep end. I don't know what came over her. I don't know if she thought beautiful too. But anyway, they're talking over there, therapy has started. And she's talking to him, wanting to know what he's feeling, what he's going through on a daily basis. And he tells her everything he's feeling. It's just that I can't know what he said to her. Because the security camera I put in doesn't have audio capture. If it did, I'd be able to show you a lot more here. So you can see that she asked for a glass of water instead of getting up. He made her comfortable in our apartment. He let her get the glass of water. And the strangest thing, people, is that she took her time. I don't know what she was doing. I don't know if she was plotting something against him, against our marriage. And I didn't really understand why she took so long to come back. In the camera, so you can see that he's standing there a little tense looking at her, wondering where this woman is, because the kitchen is next door. The filter is very close. And he stands there wondering what's going on. And I was also very tense, watching. Woman taking too long appeared in the personal camera images, but what's going to happen is worse than I imagined. You can see that she came back with a glass of water. As if she was in her own home, right? That made me very angry to see these images. You can see that she goes back there to talk to her, to do the therapy. And until then, everything was fine. Everything was going very well. She was very attentive, very much a psychologist. My husband was also very polite. I thought he was faithful to me. After all, I guess I thought the psychologist was my friend, right? But no. She just wanted my husband. That's why she agreed to do the treatment with him. I mean, to do his therapy, right? You can see that she picks up the glass of water and puts it on the floor. And you can see that she starts to open the buttons on her apron again. Her psychologist thing there. And says it's hot and starts to seduce my husband. He started to look a little put out. So she said something to him and he put the glass of water down and threw it aside. You can see that she's standing there, tells him she has something else to show him and he doesn't understand. At first he was a bit slow because he's very slow, my husband. You can see that she starts to open the button there on her coat and took everything out and showed it to him. Everything she had to show him, she showed it to him right there with a straight face. My husband won't even turn his face away, if only to respect me behind my back. Because in front of me, he doesn't look at anyone, and then behind my back, he does this. Even more so with my personal psychologist. What do I do with these two? Even more so with him. What do I do? Because he's my husband and I don't know what to do. Just when I thought it couldn't get any worse, things are going to get worse. But not at the moment. Everything's fine. She's put her blouse back on. I don't know if it's part of his therapy, right? I found her attitude very strange. Because she never gave it away. She seemed to be a good woman, a good psychologist. But as a professional, she's a really good professional. So you can see that my husband vents to her and she says she has something else to show him. If he wanted to see it, which is part of therapy, right? So you can see that she starts tying her lab coat around her waist, on her belly, around her waist, on her stomach, and asks him if he wants to see what she has to show him, and he says yes in the most surveying way. While suddenly, she finishes tying it there and shows him more. What do I do?